Well, good evening if you're in the USA, and if you are overseas, it's already 10:10 at 10 a.m. in Malaysia. We'll come back to that. I am Bruce, aka the guy in the blue shirt, as I'm known on LinkedIn. And my business method is simpler, faster, better, where I help clean up processes. And I am so delighted. This is my 200th episode. And I suppose I chose a very, very special up and coming leader in Malaysia, Miss Ferlyn. Ferlyn chose the time. So why did you choose the time?
Hi, Bruce. It's an honor to be at your 200, okay? And
Yeah.
I remember when we were connected a few months ago when you just invited me for this live chat. I say, oh, so you asked me for a date. I just think, pick from the sky because to us, right? I mean, maybe for Chinese, we know that 10 is a
Uh-huh.
very good number. It means perfect. So I just want to have this 10, 10, and 10 a.m. Malaysia time. And you
I
say you can
know.
make it. So here we are.
Yeah, here we are. And wow, we got some folks already joining. So Tim and John
Oh,
and
hi,
Ken,
Tim.
thank you, thank you. And
John is from Singapore.
yeah, okay, all right. And Kenneth Dunner is from Sugarland, Texas, and Kenneth always supports me. So thank you for that, guys. And yeah, thanks for saying hello. And we are going to be talking about a couple of things, and it's on the theme of breakthroughs and transformations. So that might seem a little kind of very broad, but what's been very interesting is I've watched Ferlyn here do a lot of different little breakthroughs, and so talk to us a little bit about a little bit of your history. I know you joined in onto LinkedIn earlier this year, and so tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've already learned on LinkedIn, Ferlyn.
Okay, I think first of all, I'm grateful that I have jumped into this platform. Okay, yeah. So, it's good to have a social media to connect with the world. And of
Hmm.
course, since the pandemic happened, we are doing things. Many things are online. So I'm just thinking that where should I explore? Where should I explore? So I
Right.
have attended a training and then saying about the potential of LinkedIn. So I just thinking that maybe I should be in.
Hmm.
So I was in there probably start to do something about posting. It's in the month of March. Okay,
Right.
so I should say is that I have a wonderful people in Lincoln.
You
It's
do.
a very different, uh, it's a very different environment altogether, and I have learned a lot from many of my LinkedIn friends.
Hmm.
Even joined their clubbing in USA at 12 midnight. But that's where
Right.
the connection is happening, and I should use the word say that I'm grateful uh, to meet a lot of people here in Lincoln.
Right. Yeah, and actually, I've also followed along with some of them. And Mohammed just said hello, and Tim said, "Oh, Tim's
Hello.
networking, so go for it." And Richard Lai, thank you. So, yeah, so it's interesting that you saw the vision to jump into do some transformations on LinkedIn. And the last time I checked, there were about 870 million users globally
Yep.
on LinkedIn. So it's a pretty large platform, and the demographics on LinkedIn are very interesting. So there's a lot more people from professions and even new industries. So,
Yep.
there's been an amazing development in new industries, and also new things to talk about. So let me talk about some of the things that I found intriguing with you is that you have this amazing way of showing daily joy in what you do. And as a result, I gave you the hashtag fun with Ferlyn. So talk a little bit about why you love to share your joy and your fun, Ferlyn, with you, your followers, and your family, because I know you're a very intentional mom of children. So yeah, talk to us a little bit about some of that. Mm,
I personally think that life need to be fun.
right,
Yeah. So when I pop into LinkedIn, I just think that I think everyone need to be authentic.
right.
Authentic. So I just share what I like, and post what I think that I should be, and everything is probably I'm a person of positivity. I always think that we can choose positivity. Why not, right? So I
Absolutely.
just, without thinking much, I just think that I should post what I like, and have fun with it, and have energy with it.
Yeah, plenty of energy. So talking of energy, Joan Chang just said hi. She's good to meet you.
Hi,
And
Jen.
May Moon is on, and Tim West is networking. You keep going. Yeah, please feel
Yeah,
free.
I also have my friend Lisa from Malaysia and Green from USA. Hi, Lilia from Malaysia.
Yeah. So yeah, feel free to network in the comments. That's all part of the live stream experience, and I love to encourage that. And so yeah, sharing your joy and fun and being upbeat was that was certainly something that I found really appealing and attractive, and that was why I started to cross communicate with you. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the power of cross communicating and how we can share common ground. So and I know we have plenty of things in common. So talk a little bit about the power of that, and explain to people kind of how that works so well for you.
Uh, I should say that this, networking here is very wonderful. I'm here in LinkedIn alone by myself, So by posting, and I engage with people, and this how you find me, right?
Yes, absolutely. Well, we'll come on to the best way to find you. Bernard's saying
Yeah,
hi.
but I think this power of network is very strong in LinkedIn because I can know so many people from different background here. They are all very nice people, and they are all highly education, and they can prompt me to see many things. Even in LinkedIn, right? I actually met the author of Go Giver, the book.
Yes, Bob Berg.
Yeah, and
That's right.
one day, I have a good friends, my sister Vicky from US.
Uh-huh.
So I was seeing a post by her, and on the bookshelf have this book called Go Giver.
Right.
So I was just talking to her, saying, "Hey, this book, right? We are actually using at our leadership training.
Right.
With the 5 laws there. They was talking about. So suddenly this Bob pop in and say that thank you for your compliments. I said, oh my goodness, this is the author.
Right.
So and I make a connection with him.
Yeah, well, so my history of Bob Berg goes back to 1996. I was
Wow.
involved with a multi-country, multi-level marketing company there, and Bob came to speak with us on sales techniques. And in fact, back in September, I got to interview Bob on my live stream, and how that came about.
Oh, you are. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so if
good.
you haven't seen it, you should go back. I actually interviewed him from Laguna Seca when I was at the IndyCar race, so that was kind of cool.
Oh,
I was
that's
in my
nice.
tent in the back of my car and I interviewed him. So we'll come on to the power of why that's so important, because anyway, we'll come back to that in a minute. Anyway, Bob got reintroduced to me through Tisha Marie Pelletier. Tisha Marie Pelletier, who I helped name her show called Tisha Talks, because Tisha is based here in the Phoenix East Valley area. So now I get to network with Tisha in person. And she interviewed Bob Berg. And then I remembered Bob and I reached out to him anyway. And a couple of months later, he became my guest. So
Wow, that's
I
so
know,
amazing.
what a great story. So, but what it does is it really talks to the power where you share common ground, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
and the one thing I know you share with me is the love of nature and the love of flowers. And we'll come on to the butterfly in a minute, because that's a different story. So talk about your love of plants and nature, and how does that make you feel? I know how it makes other people feel. Hi, Robert.
The plant, the nature.
Yeah, come on.
I think since young, right? When I'm still, since young, okay, since young, my dad is a repair bicycle, okay,
Uh-huh.
and we have a lot of this wheel,
Right.
okay, that is already not using. So I love flower. So what I do, I actually take orders, right, to make up a small circle, a little garden for myself. And I have planted the flower there.
Yeah, and they're
And
growing like
and
crazy,
since
right?
young, I also talk to flower, you know. I also talk to my flower, saying they are so beautiful, you know.
Right.
And I remember my grandma said that you are so crazy. I said, I don't know. I just think that I can talk to them. Okay. So they are living very well. I just feel that when I go into the nature, I have different kind of energy that I have. And
Right.
there are many things that we actually can learn from the nature,
Yeah.
you know, from the leaf, from the tree, from the flower, you know. And what they do is that they are actually very focused on their blooming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's why I always say that we only need to focus on our own blooming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they actually can see that they can survive them by themselves as well,
Yeah.
no matter
Mm,
is what happened to the surrounding,
right.
you know. So we
Absolutely.
can see that they are very strong in their survival.
Yes, they are. All right. Well, some others saying hi to you, Michael,
Hi,
Timothy.
Michael,
Yeah,
Timothy.
and Mary Moon again is commenting. Yeah, we are part of nature. That's absolutely right. So,
Yes.
what's really interesting is that you and I have talked about. I have one plant that was dead that moved to Phoenix with me.
Snake plant.
Correct. The egg. That's right. And I showed you a picture the other day, and he has gotten so big. I called him Little BB for my nickname, but now he's getting to become Big BB. So it's interesting because the plant was in not such a good energy background, and now that he's in Phoenix area with me in a new environment and good energy, the plant is growing like crazy. How about that?
You know the plants that I think a lot of my LinkedIn friends love it is the one that with a lot of holes.
Yes.
Yeah, that is called Monstera. Okay, and I have another nice plant called Begonia. You
Right.
know, it's in this year April. These two lovely plants was actually a gift from a stranger.
Ah, okay,
I went
cool.
to the restaurant for a good food, you know. So
Mhm.
she's one a helper. While walking to the toilet at the backyard, I see some nice plant. It's my usual
Uh-huh.
habits. I would just go around to look for it, you know. So this auntie just come to say, show me this plant, something very special, you know.
Right.
And then she asked me, do you like to have one? I say, why
Mhm.
not?
Why not? Free
Yeah.
plant.
And then when she showed me again another nice plant, it's called Begonia. And
Mhm.
after talking about this plant, and then she asked me again, do you like to have one? I said, why
Mm.
not?
Why not?
So this plant have been with me, I think coming to 6 months,
Mhm.
and they are growing so well.
Yeah. Well, they're following the growth of your own leadership, right?
They like my attention, my care,
Ah,
my love. You know,
yeah.
whenever I back to this home, right now I'm in Kedah, Malaysia, northern part of Malaysia, and
Right.
they welcome me every time.
Also, well, Leo's saying hi, and everybody's
Hello.
networking. So, yeah, talking to flowers. Everyone thinks you're nuts, but no, you're not.
You see, many people like to talk about nature, right? You see?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, so more recently, we also discovered the fact that we both have a passion for butterflies. So talk a little bit about your experience with butterfly, and then I'll share my story of a butterfly, which is part of my history. But so go ahead. What's your love for butterflies?
Okay, talking about butterfly, you know,
Yeah,
recently this month, I mean this year, when why I go onto the platform, it's just a thing that I think I should explore myself into this global network, you know, and
right.
there are a lot of breakthrough need to do, a lot of tools, you know, online things need to prepare, you know. So I have a good mentor. Okay, his name is Ongi. Okay, from Singapore, and
Uh-huh.
he's leading us towards this digital way. Okay, so and then one day he asked me, why not you set a chat room? You know, we have need to
Uh-huh.
get this you, me, and another leaders into a chat. You know, to talk about things that we need to prepare a lot of things for the team. I say, okay, I will do this. You say, what's the name of this chat? You know, you say, butterfly. I say, butterfly. Okay, I think that is the good name. butterfly, right? Because we need to transform.
Right.
Because the transformation here, if we can make it through, it will help a lot of people to transform their life as well. So I put up these charts the night. Next morning, I was thinking, what should I post today for my to LinkedIn?
Right.
So I found that I have a nice video clip with my plant, and I do a butterfly with the apps. So
Right.
I posted it in the morning, and after the post, I go to my garden in KL home, and
Right.
I saw the real butterfly.
Ah.
So I say, how come everything was like come one another, starting from the chart, and then I have the apps, then I see the real one, and the real butterfly was there waiting for me to shoot the video.
Right. Yeah. And then yesterday you
And that
posted.
and that night, right? I
Yeah.
found that there's another apps for me to become the butterfly.
So
So
that,
I posted it yesterday.
right. So that you did post it yesterday, and that's a great story, and I'll come back to. So people aren't going to believe this, but less than an hour before, no, less than 2 hours before we went live, I went for a little walk to clear my mind. And I walked back to come into my condo, and I walked past actually the bougainvillea that I love. And I send you pictures of the different color bougainvillea. And
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, because I'm just about to put the key in my door, and this butterfly flies by and drops right on the plant.
The butterfly that you just showed me today, right? Is
Yes.
almost the same one that I showed you today.
I know. That's
Yeah.
why I couldn't believe it. And I asked you, I said, did you come to visit me? So, so people might think that's crazy. They might think it's not real. But, what people don't understand is that synchronicity is very powerful. And part of your story is about synchronicity, because, you started on LinkedIn as a little maggot. And then you went into a chrysalis to determine, what you wanted to be. And now you've come out of the chrysalis and you're flying in a leadership role like a butterfly. So, that story may seem a little silly to people, but it's
Yeah.
such a great example of, if you start small and you keep being consistent and you share what you love and love what you share, people will follow you. And the people that don't get it, you know what? They won't follow you. And
Yeah.
that's okay.
Right.
And that's okay. So I want to share my little story. I told you I would share this. So
Yeah.
back before I left England, I used to go to some schooling where I was learning to walk better and act a little and talk better. And so I got involved with this community theatre group. And we went to this building, and they said that the building is a very old building. It was more than 200 years old. And they said that there is a mystique butterfly that lives in the building. And what they said is, if the butterfly comes and visits, then the show in the building is going to be absolutely fabulous.
Wow.
And we were there on the very last night getting everything ready, and we were doing what they called the technical rehearsal, and everyone was tired. We'd been there for 14 hours and it was late. We were hungry, and we were just standing in line, and this butterfly came from the ceiling and it flew all around and it landed right on the leading lady's shoulder. How
Wow. That's
about that?
amazing.
And it stayed there for probably 20, 30 seconds, and then it flew away. And
Well,
you know what? The next day we opened the show and it was sold out all week. How about that? So that's my so I can relate to butterflies. It goes way, way back in my time, and I love it. So the fact that you use butterflies and the journey of the butterfly to describe your story, it's amazing to me. So
I
more
think one of the
common.
important things is about breakthrough. Is about if you want to have breakthrough, right, you need to go into the area of uncomforts. So in
Yes,
fact, if you ask me, pop into LinkedIn, of course it's very uncomfort because I have not even a friends there. you know
right.
so the thing is that I think we need to decide that you want to do it.
Yes.
So
Well,
when we want to do it, there should be a way for us.
right. Well, and then the other thing is you have been very strategic at aligning yourself with the right people on LinkedIn, and I've noticed you do this, and then and I try and help you strategically as well. So the other person that has a love for nature is 𝐁𝐵𝐻𝐾𝐚, right? So I
Yeah.
introduced you to 𝐁𝐵𝐻𝐾𝐚
Yes.
because 𝐁𝐵𝐻𝐾𝐚 has a video series that he runs from time to time called Wisdom from the Woods. So I met 𝐁𝐵𝐻𝐾𝐚 3 years ago. 𝐁𝐵𝐻𝐾𝐚 and I met through what we call a collective. We were all new on LinkedIn. We'd all been not using any digital tools. We had not been using the LinkedIn platform with all the tools. And so we came together. There were about 10 of us, and 𝐁𝐵𝐻𝐾𝐚 was one of those people. And we learned the hard way. We learned by making mistakes, and so I have a great respect for 𝐁𝐵𝐻𝐾𝐚 because he's a more aged person like me that was all in person, not much digitization, and 𝐁𝐵𝐻𝐾𝐚 has come a long way. Now 𝐁𝐵𝐻𝐾𝐚 has an amazing show himself. He does in-person stuff, and he loves nature just like you. So talk a little
very
bit.
much. I think he loved nature very much, looking at his posts,
Right. And I believe, have you guys spoken yet, or are you just being cross connecting?
Yeah, for a while, and then he showed me his stuff, the nature.
Oh, okay. Yeah, his stuff. Well, his home in Vermont is next to a wood, and the wood goes through 4 season changes, and he has a river, and he has some wonderful things in his what he calls his backyard. So yes, he's got a lot of nature, and
Yeah,
that's
like
where.
today, I saw a post, right? He's helping a new
Yeah,
person come on
he is.
LinkedIn again, Michael.
Yes. Well, actually, he helps a lot of young up and coming people. So 𝐁𝐵𝐻𝐾𝐚 and I have that in common. So like where I've tried to help you before, 𝐁𝐵𝐻𝐾𝐚 does the same with other people as well. So yep, we have that joy in common. So all right, so let's talk a little bit. Let's go on to a little bit more serious business, or fun with Ferlyn business, right? So I know we've spoken about some emerging trends that you see, and we
Yeah,
just talked about 5 of them. So
yeah.
perhaps you talk about the 5 emerging trends in business that you see. And that's really the transformation piece, right? You've broken through the LinkedIn, and you're starting to find your own jive hive, as I call them. So yeah, talk about the 5 trends that you see happening, and then I'll comment as well, because they're the 5 trends that I'm following as well.
Yeah, I think everyone of us can see that during this 3 years pandemic right now, right? Many things have changed, isn't it? And one of the biggest areas that we can see is that on the gig economy, and one thing is happening right now in the world is called Great Resignation. And after this pandemic, right, many have started to feel that they want flexibility for their
Right.
life, right? They also need to have set up their own business with probably risk that we talk about, and also they need a separate source of income. Okay, then we can see this trend is rising right now. Okay, and second, we talk about mega trend is the social commerce. Social commerce. I think we are part of social commerce right now. Otherwise, we will not be connected, isn't it? Right.
Correct.
So we
Yeah.
can see that this is rising as well. It's a very huge number. And third one I'm talking about is the IoT, Internet of Things.
Right.
And my company just have introduced one devices, something to do on your face, okay, with the IoT, so we can now monitor our routine as well, okay. And this market, right, I just read something. It says that it will be like 7 times growth
Right.
from now towards 2030.
Right.
I believe you are also, this word to you, IoT, right? It's very connected with you, isn't it?
I am into the Internet of Things. Correct. IoT. We'll come back to that. Anyway, so what's
Yeah.
the 4th and 5th?
And the 4th one we talk about is subscription.
Right.
Subscription economy. Okay, and it shows that like we have these prevailing habits, you know, and 78% of the adult right now, they are on actually subscription service. You know, just like
Right.
LinkedIn, you can also go on subscription, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, and then it's become a future, you know, of the business, right? They will actually want to you know, there is a feedback from the entrepreneur says that, you know, 70% of them say that they will rely heavily on subscriptions for their
Right.
business model.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and the last big trend we talk about is personalization.
Yes, making it personal, making
Yeah.
it creative, making it fit your image, you know, your brand. Everybody's brand is different. You know, Ferlyn's brand is Ferlyn's brand. My brand is my brand. And yeah, you're right. And it's very interesting because a lot of people may not know this, but Uber actually has a subscription model. I signed up
Yes.
for it, and
Yes.
a lot of people don't always know that they have that model. But, you know, what are the benefits? Well, the benefits for me are that when Uber's super busy, you know, I get preferential treatment. When I like good drivers, you know, that don't take me to the wrong place. So I
Mm.
only so I only get high rated drivers assigned to me. So, you know, yes, it's a cost, but there's a convenience that I love. And that's the whole beauty of subscription models. It's
Yes.
typically low cost with a lot of convenience for reach, or reach of convenience. And I agree with you. It's funny, your 5 trends. I'm, you know, a little teaser alert. I'm about to launch a virtual reality collaboration later this year. So it's going to be, you know, and for me, coming 3 years ago, I didn't even do selfies. So, you know, talk about, you know, using electronic tools. I mean, I used a phone, but so yeah, so in 3 years, I'll be into, you know, some pretty progressive virtual reality platform. And to me, it's just astounding that, you know, I can go from being a complete in-person person to eventually I'm going to have this platform that meets all of those 5 trends. So I'm so glad you went over those 5 trends, because, you know, some
Yeah.
days I'm thinking I'm nuts to do it. Like, you know, what am I thinking? You know.
You know, we have my company have actually launched something, you know, as a strategy to capture this 5 mega trend, you know, and
Right.
to turn this 5 mega trend into an opportunity of individual.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that rather than talk about that specifically, if you want to learn more, Ferlyn would like to talk with you offline. So if you want to learn more
Yes.
about how she is capturing how to use those 5 trends to everyone's advantage, then reach out to her. Hey, Enrique. So Enrique, my guy down in Florida,
Oh,
Enrique,
hi.
I know Enrique recently was my, talking about Uber, he was actually my personal Uber driver.
Wow. Okay.
He was he's a LinkedIn connection from way back. So Enrique actually came to pick me up at the airport, and we went to talk, and we had dinner and got caught in a rainstorm and had some extra time to talk. So Enrique was just unbelievably super host and friendly. All right.
You
Hey,
know,
Felix.
June is here. Say that happy pretty lady is very yes. You know, I'm thankful to June that because of him, right? He organized this. You know, we have this 𝒑𝒂𝒈 the grouping, and I have been attended a few sessions. It's so wonderful. That's why I know all those people. But it's always
Right.
like 12 midnight for me. It's a special time. So he gave me a tag. You know, happy pretty lady.
Well, that's what 10 at 10 a.m. does, right? Because it's perfection, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And it means also that what you've started will continue, as I understand it, because I told somebody earlier today and they sent me a definition of what the number 10 means. And the
Mhm.
fact that 10 a.m. has 1000 in it, the zeros mean a continuation of
Wow.
starting something that is good. So that was another great example. So I am so glad you picked 10 a.m. Malaysia time.
It speak from the sky. Because the moment when they ask me, can you do live in September? I say, no, no, no. You know, I just say that, I just say a date, you know, October. Then you say, when is October? I say, 10-10-10.
Right. 10-10-10. How about that? Awesome. All right. Well, good. So lots of comments going on. I would encourage you to also in here drop any questions that we can answer afterwards, because I will post this as #replay. If you're in listening and haven't said hello, please say hello, because we don't know you're there unless you just, and all you got to do is say hi.
Hi, Felix. A great time. Yes, 10-10-10.
Yes. Felix is an amazing young man as well. And he's been a big supporter of mine for a long, long time. So, and only recently connected with him. So
Yeah, it's so wonderful connecting with Felix, and I started to read about his posts, and it's so amazing.
Yeah, and he's in Malaysia as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going to have coffee one day with him.
Absolutely. Yeah. So again, that's the power. That's what I would encourage people. You know, you can be an in-person person. You can also be a only digital person. But if you blend together the two advantages, right? If you love to meet people in person and you can build a relationship through LinkedIn first, it just becomes such a great meeting. I mean, I've met a lot of people this year intentionally, not by accident, but very intentionally. You know, I've been to a lot of different cities following my love of IndyCar racing. And when I go to those cities, I purposely reach out to the people that, you know, I've chatted with. Yeah. And I want to, you know, I want to just sit down and break some bread with them, or buy them coffee, or have some tea, or, you know, whatever it is. And some people it's ice cream, like Dr. Christine Nguyen. It was ice cream. We both realized we love ice cream before eating dinner. So
I love ice cream too.
Okay, well, you need to come to the US. I mean, how do we get you to come to the US?
Will we?
Yeah, we can. All right, we can plan it.
I should say is that right now we are, you know, high tech, right? Make us can connect each other. But I think the most important is to be high touch person.
Wonderful advice. People listening to this is a young, up and coming lady leader, high tech, high touch. If you can do both, you got it. Perfect combination, Ferlyn.
Then I need to add on with one daily ritual that you teach me.
Me? Oh, I'll teach you. Yeah,
you always
absolutely.
say this to yourself, right? And I need to split to also applying. You say that every day, talk to yourself, you know.
Yes.
Look good, feel good, sound good, speak good, taste good, and do good, and then you will be good.
Absolutely. So yeah, so it's interesting. So that was a little dialogue that Ferlyn and I had about, you know, how do we keep our energy, you know, positively directed towards the people that we serve. And that's my, you know, that's my morning routine. It's not anything fancy. It's not anything complicated. I just read that mantra to myself, and it's amazing what it will do for yourself. And, you know, if I'm still not jazzed up, I go talk to my little plant that is now pretty big.
when I'm not in a very good emotion, but very hardly on this kind of situation. But if I do have, you know, I always walk into the nature. I always go to see the plants, and the emotion will turn very fast when I connect with nature.
Right, absolutely. Okay, well, thanks everyone in the comments. So, Miss Ferlyn, how do you want people to reach out to you? What's the best way you'd like people to reach out to you for more information about the 5 trends in business?
I think can just reach out to me in LinkedIn, direct message me. You know, there are so many big things to talk about on all this mega trend. I always believe that everyone can discover the best you. And in order to do that, right, you need an opportunity platform. And to write on this, the current 5 mega trends. And you will never know how potential you can be.
Absolutely, yeah. Unlimited possibilities. That's what I have on my headline. And unstoppable results and unlimited possibilities. It's amazing what you can do. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so hang there a little minute. Thank you everyone for being in the comments. If there are questions that we missed, we will go back and answer them. I am going to do a little
Thank you, everyone.
I'm going to do a little outtake, so don't go away, Ferlyn. So this is a little bit about my what I do and my little brand story. It's real short, so don't go away, everybody. All right.
You're frustrated that you have no time and you just hate it. You lost your mind. You're running around the kids and the spouse, and the business that was once your passion has got you burnt out. So, consult with Bruce, the guy in the blue shirt. He'll help you find the truth so that you can do you first. See, it's all about simpler, faster, better, so you can save massive amounts of time and money instead of longing for the day where you can finally kick your feet up. Do yourself a favor. Call up Bruce. He'll tell you about process cleanup.
Yay!
Video.
You like it? That's Devin.
Yeah.
So I met Devin when I was in Portland. We went and did lunch on the river. How about that? So yeah. All right. So Felix is saying thanks for all the advice. Great tips. Yeah, we should. I think we should do more. I think we should do a Christmas one, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we can see how your 5 trends are going and how many people have maybe jumped into the opportunity platform with you since then. What about that? How about that?
Wow, that will be good.
Yeah, it will be good. All right.
Yeah.
Again, thanks everybody. Don't go anywhere, Ferlyn. Thanks for making this a very special 200th for me. I am in awe at your wisdom and leadership. It is just amazing. So don't stop. Don't stop being that butterfly, okay?
Let's fly higher to inspire more people.
Listen to that. Let's fly higher. Okay. All right. Good day, everybody. Good night here in the USA.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Let's stay
Don't go away,
connected.
Ferlyn.